Hey there everybody, it's Sarah, Meal Prep and Mom. I am checking in with you guys on this gloomy Wednesday. We're gonna do a breakfast meal prep together. I thought that this would be something different to get out to you. Most people wouldn't think to meal prep breakfast, but as I showed you with the oatmeal mason jar videos, you can do that as a meal prep, but we can also do other alternative breakfast meal preps as well, which is what I'm going to share with you today. So we are going to make organic Einkorn flour pancakes with two types of eggs. We're going to do some egg white omelets in the pancake meal prep containers, and we're also going to do just your basic scrambled eggs with the pancakes. Now, you might say, what is Einkorn flour? This is something that I wasn't always familiar with either, but you can pick it up at your local health food cupboards and or have your local farmers break it down for you. Einkorn flour is simply a easier to digest flour than your traditional white or wheat. And that is because Einkorn flour does not contain the high molecule weight protein that your traditional white flour or your wheat flours would contain. It is easier on our digestive tracts then and allows us to break it down much quicker. However, for people that have celiac disease, this is not something that is gluten-free. So please do not mistake Einkorn flour to be gluten-free, because it is not. But let's get started, okay? Okay, so I am going to follow my recipe that I have here for my from scratch Einkorn flour pancakes. But first thing you want to do is you want to take 4 tablespoons of organic butter. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is half of a stick. Put that in a cup and melt that down. Okay, so we melted our butter down, nothing too hot. We're going to set that aside and we're going to move on to mixing all of our dry ingredients. So we need 1.5 cups of our organic Einkorn flour, and we're going to sift all of our dry ingredients into a bowl. So 1.5 cups of our Einkorn flour. We need 2 tablespoons of our organic white sugar. 2 tablespoons of that. We need 1 tablespoon of our baking powder. So 1 tablespoon of our baking powder. We need 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. So we're just going to pour out our salt. 1/4 of a teaspoon this is. Put that in with the other dry ingredients. So we're just going to sift all of those dry ingredients together into our separate glass bowl here, and we're going to move right along into our wet mixture ingredients, which is going to be our eggs and our milk. So we need to crack 2 of our eggs. Let me get our eggs over here. We're going to take our eggs and we're going to pack those into our bowl. So we have our 2 eggs, and we need 1 cup of milk. Just move the eggs. Get your 2 eggs in the bowl. And 1 cup of milk. And we're going to mix this until it is frothy. So get your attachment on here and mix this up until frothy. Okay, so there is our egg and milk mixture. We're just going to pick up this, and what we're going to do is we are going to, of course, add our dry ingredients gradually into the egg and milk mixture. We're going to mix that up into a thick milkshake consistency like batter. Okay, so you can see here our thick consistency of our pancake batter. We're just going to take the attachment off and shuffle the, I like to call it the outskirts of flour that collects around the bowl. We're just going to mix that in off the sides. Now, that butter, that 4 tablespoons of butter that we set aside, we're going to drizzle a little bit in at a time and just cut it in with a spatula. A little bit, drizzle a little bit more until that is completely empty and mixed into the batter. So here's my batter after cutting our butter in with the spatula. I have moved over to the stove, which I have heated to a medium temperature here. Now, it's your choice and preference what you'd like to use. You can either use an olive oil for your pans, or which I have in my misto can here, or you can use organic virgin coconut oil, which is what I'm going to use because I prefer in my breakfast items something a little different than what I would use when I'm cooking with meat. So I'm going to put that in the pan. And I am simply going to take a ladle spoon so we can get pretty much even sized pancakes, and we're going to place that in our pan to cook. And once it bubbles up like a normal pancake would, we're going to flip it over and cook the other side. Have a plate ready so you can take it off with the spatula and put it right on your resting plate. Okay, you can see here that we have some tiny bubbles. They're not going to be big bubbles like your traditional pancake. So your signs that your einkorn flour pancake are ready to flip is the firmness when you go around the edges because it's more puffed up. So you want to make sure you can go all around the edges before flipping it over because it is a much more fragile pancake. So we're going to flip it and give it that nice golden brown texture on the top. So while our pancakes are cooking, move right along. Move on to your eggs to keep things going. I have taken 6 egg whites and added that into a bowl here. I'm going to take a splash of my organic milk and I'm going to incorporate that in my egg mixture as well. Bring the mixture right over to the hot pan back here that I have going on in the corner. Spray it down with your choice of oil and pour the eggs in. Take your sea salt and your black pepper, add that to the top of your eggs, and do not let the eggs go. Make sure that you continuously watch them now that they are in the pan alongside of your pancakes because you do not want the egg whites to burn. So here you can see that I flipped my omelet over and I actually turned off my heat. I turned off my heat on the eggs because, as we know, that they can burn quickly if we do not watch them. And there will be plenty enough heat to cook the egg through. While your egg omelet is still hot, transfer it out of the pan onto a plate and go ahead and cut these 6 eggs into 3. Okay? So we're going to have 3 separate omelets right there. Now, who doesn't like cheese on their omelets? I know I do, but we want to make sure it is a healthy cheese choice. So I am taking fresh mozzarella balls and I am adding that onto my omelet. I am only using 1 mozzarella ball per omelet. That is enough to give it a little bit of a cheese flavor. We are going to fold over the omelet and we are going to let the omelets rest and leave them set aside. Moving right along to make our scrambled eggs here. I have 6 more whole eggs in the same bowl. Again, adding a splash of milk. I'm going to whisk this up and I'm going to transfer them into our heated pan. Our scrambled egg mixture is in our pan. We are going to continuously watch this and make sure we are moving our scrambled eggs around continuously. That is how we keep them nice and fluffy. So make sure we're keeping an eye on that as we continue to cook up our stack of Einkorn pancakes. Here are our delicious scrambled eggs. They look great. We're going to transfer them over here and we are going to get them into our meal prepping containers right away. And you can see here that I already took the egg white omelets and put those in the meal prep containers. So I'm going to fill all these up and get those ready to go for the pancakes to be added at the end. So here it is, everybody. We have our eggs and our egg white omelets in our meal prep containers. We're going to take our pancakes. We have 7 meals here, so we're just going to pop them right into our meal prep containers with the eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There they are. Here is a special tip. I did not show you how to make this peach compote, but get yourself any type of fresh fruit that you have and add that as an alternative to syrup to the top of your pancake meal preps with a side of eggs. Look how delicious that looks. So good, right? So, we are done. We meal prepped 7 pancake and egg breakfast items. So follow me in another video if you want to see how I made that peach compote, and remember that you can always take any fruit of choice and use that as an alternative. Meal prepping mom checking out with you. My little weatherman over here saying bye everybody on this gloomy day. What is the weather? Rainy!